and people didn't really understand it. But I mean, like what I'm living in now, this is my way of life for the rest of my life. I'll always be self-employed. Like there's no way in hell I would go back to working for somebody else. I mean, unless it was like the perfect job, unless they're gonna make me CEO of Google or YouTube or Uber or some big company. But I mean, at the end of the day, right? There's no higher gain than owning yourself, right? Because freedom is about owning yourself, owning you the individual, right? So I don't really ascribe to groupthink or collectivism. I mean, I do understand it, right? I'm definitely not trying to belittle it, but I think if you own yourself as the individual, I mean, that's where true strength comes from, right? And the book I highly recommend on that is called The Will to Power. Now, for those who follow me on Instagram, just go check out my stories. I'll just dropping quotes by Nietzsche all day, and that's basically everything I did prior to the show. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you make your own money and you're getting your own money, nobody can tell you anything, right? I mean, so that's why going back into the corporate world is not even an option for me, because I've experienced it this way. I mean, so I would rather like go back to zero and rebuild myself up all the way back up to 1 million than try to go to the corporate world to make ends meet, because I know that's not for me. I mean, I've done the Big Five personality test. I know my personality profile. I'm a very disagreeable person. While working in IBM was great. I mean, I made almost $500,000. It was good, but I left because I was disagreeable in nature, right? I left because, I mean, I haven't really talked much about it, but it was really, I felt like I was experiencing racism, right? I mean, to a point where I had to complain to my boss's boss and his boss and to HR about everything, and I was ready to sue IBM. I mean, like that's how crazy it got inside, right? But that's what happens when you're in a high pressure environment with sales, and you have people with $1 million quotas fighting for 6-figure commission checks, right? So people are going to backstab each other. It's just kind of the human element per se, right? But what did I do? I said, you know what? I'm gonna work hard, go all in on crypto. Crypto became my life, blood, sweat, and tears. You know, made $250,000. I pieced out, stacked it to 1 million, then 5 million, and the rest was history, right? And to me, that was my way of rebelling against a system of oppression, right? Because I definitely do know they do exist out there, right? But that was my way. For people out there, no matter what race you are, whether you're in America or elsewhere, if you feel you live in a place where it's unfair and people are persecuting you or opposing you based on your ethnicity, your background, whatever, I mean, the best way is to learn a high income skill, make your own money, and be able to have the freedom to do whatever you want, to leave that country, leave that bad environment, that toxic environment. And that's where real freedom comes from, right? So that's really why I built my channel, was for economic empowerment, was really the entire premise, right? That's why before it wasn't crypto. I was doing entrepreneurship, Airbnb, Amazon FBA, and then I talked about crypto and people just loved that. So I began talking purely of crypto. But my channel was really built about economic empowerment, because I believe that's the best way to break oppression. So, I mean, with that being said, this has definitely been a very sensitive live stream. But as you guys know, I always want to keep it 1000% real with you. But you guys know how I feel. And that being said, as I like to say, hold on, let me put on the music.
We just landed on the moon.
The moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond. I mean, we saw what Elon Musk is doing with SpaceX, sending humans to the moon. That's capitalism at its finest. In a free market, I mean, capitalism is at its finest. So no matter where you are, stack that moolah, make that money, and get that FU money. Do whatever you want. At the end of the day, don't wait for a cosign on anything in life. Whether it's don't wait for the government to cosign you. Don't wait for your oppressor to cosign you, right? Get your own money, do what you want, cosign yourself. That's why I'm very pro the individual, right? Co-sign yourself. That being said, I'm out. It's been real. Great show today. Thank you, everybody. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I'll see you next time.